So, a person might say, well, Bob, that sounds great, but it's easier said than done. And yeah, that's true. And that's why those who do it are the leaders, right? And so let's take for example that there's somebody or something that happens quite a bit that you find you allow yourself to be bothered by, and it irritates you, again, frustrates you, makes you angry, what have you. Let's look at retraining our brain so that from now on we're totally the master of our emotions, okay, and we're controlling them, and look at what a difference that makes. So let's say there's a person. It could be, by the way, a potential a prospect that always kind of says the same thing that bothers you. It could be somebody at work. It could be whoever, whatever it happens to be. We're going to assume there's a certain person or type of person, and this happens quite a bit. And when they say what they say or do what they do, you find yourself getting angry and losing control. Now, what I want you to do right now is to picture that same situation. And I'd like you to picture, if you wouldn't mind, the way you usually react to that. See yourself doing that, getting mad, maybe interrupting them and yelling or just fuming inside. Feel how that feels. And obviously it's not a pleasant feeling. Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you to do something different. Let's take that same situation. The person says what they say or does what they do. But now what I want you to do is, rather than reacting to this, I want you to picture yourself and see yourself responding. And the way you respond is by just having a wonderful attitude. You have a calm about you. You have peace of mind. You're listening to this person, again, with a very pleasant countenance. You're not interrupting. You let them say what they say. And then you pause, and I want you to imagine yourself and feel yourself having the perfect, wonderful, kind, tactful response that totally diffuses. Don't worry about what you say, that comes later, but just right now I want you to feel the feeling, and the way you handle it, just it's just beautiful. And this other person feels good about themselves and about you, and you feel better about it. And I want you to just feel what that feels like. It's so much better. Okay, now here's an exercise I'd like you to do, and you can do this whenever you want. I'd like you to picture that second scenario over and over and over again. Why? Think of an astronaut. Before they go up into space on an actual mission, that astronaut will be put through hundreds and hundreds of simulations where everything that could possibly go wrong goes wrong, and they have to be able to get really good at responding to it and putting everything back together and doing the right thing, and so that by the time they actually go up into space, heaven forbid something does happen, they've been there, they've done that, they know exactly what to do. Now you might say, well, simulations aren't the exact same as a mission, and seeing something in your mind isn't the exact same as it happening. No, it's not. But you know what? It's close enough. It's close enough, because we know the unconscious cannot distinguish between what has actually happened and what we have pictured and imagined, especially the more detailed we do this. And so you don't have to do it hundreds and hundreds of times, but do it constantly. Do it constantly. Now, what's going to happen is the next time a similar situation comes up, and it will, the next time it does, what's going to happen is there's going to be this little nanosecond where you're going to think, oh, wow, I know this. I've been practicing. I remember what Burg told me in that video. I've been practicing. I know exactly what to do, how to respond rather than react, how to have a pleasant, and yeah, all that is going to take place in just a split second, and you're going to handle it fantastically. And you know what? When you do, afterwards, I want you to really take joy, not pride, but joy in how you did that. Now, here's the really cool thing. If you can do that once, then you can do that every single time. Well, here's the thing, though. You won't do it every single time because, like me, you're human and we all mess up from time to time. But I'll tell you what, give yourself 3 weeks of doing this, and you are going to be a different person in terms of mastering your emotions, how you deal with others in a very positive, productive way. And other people are going to notice this as well. And you're going to be seen as that leader, as that person who is just, imperturbable. You're that person who's able to handle yourself, who you're in control. And, you do that, and I'm telling you, it is a game changer. It's something I started practicing about 30 years ago because I had some significant anger issues. And I've taught tons and tons of people how to do this, and the results are fantastic. So I wish for you the very same. Arlen?
Practice makes perfect. That's what we've always heard. And, I don't know that I've ever really applied it to the sales relationship, but it makes a lot of sense, Bob. So thanks for sharing that. Um, Emotion is a powerful thing, and we have to address it personally. And we also have to realize that everybody we interact with are dealing with the same thing. So
Mhm.
it's an important thing for us to get figured out.
Yeah.
Well, in our next session, we're going to talk about the frame and how important it is to be in control of the framing and how people look at what it is we're talking about. So thanks again, Bob, for sharing your insight today. And we'll look forward to talking about the frame in the next section.
Thank you, Arlen.